Welcome to the Green Room. My name is Grienne, and I have made a mistake. You may have noticed that this video is a little bit different. And the reasoning for that is that I have lost all of my mic audio input. So, welcome to the documentary where I dub over myself because I am Bozo the Fool. I am Boo Boo the Clown. Whatever. Oh, here I am holding up cherry cough drops to show you that I have been sick and I sound terrible. And I was trying my utmost to prevent terrible mouth and chest noises from reaching your ears. And congratulations, I have succeeded. In fact, you will hear no audio sounds from me from that video at all. As a result of this travesty that hath been wrought upon me and my media empire, I will be cutting the video into much smaller sections. I originally had 3 hours of recorded content. We'll see how short it gets because I think this just makes sense to do for the most important bits. So getting into the action here, Shadowheart actually sums up our options for dealing with the tadpole worm thingies in our heads pretty well.
Fine. What's on your mind? Must I? Thinking about it won't help. We know what to do, so let's do it. Find a way to rid ourselves of these things. Personally, I think finding this Halcyon is our best bet. Or there's Ethel. Not that I'm keen to trust her. If we're truly desperate, we can try to convince that goblin gut in assisting us. I'm not too hopeful that a Gith Kresh will actually prove our salvation, but worth keeping in mind.
I also learned that she has a destination in mind in Baldur's Gate, and someone is there to meet her.
Not a slight on your company,
so we unlock a little bit more of that backstory.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. If we do survive, we'll have separate lives to return to. I need to get to Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach. As soon as possible.
So with that, we're on our way. I had a small chat with Zevlor where we decided not to murder anyone, at least until we can get Halcyon back. So I am out to explore the wilderness and try to find the goblins.
I have performed deeds well and efficiently. Is this what you mean?
Not exactly. But you answered my question.
I found this cave with goblins in it where they're talking about torturing a druid, and I pull off this really cool stealth mage move. And then we found this guy who we got healed up, and apparently he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, which
he doesn't
unlucky,
respond to your
but
voice.
he's not Halcyon, so we gotta keep looking.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought I was gonna die down here. No. I'd still be outside gathering herbs if I didn't run into the goblins. I must tell the others what happened. I stepped careful. There are traps in these tunnels. And thank you again.
And then we found this blighted village with a bunch of goblins in it, and we were actually able to convince them to let us poke around without any conflict.
You spotted us. Good. It's like they say. No fun in skewing a pig what doesn't know he's cooked. And I didn't want to be stuck mopping up nosy trespassers like you. Ain't no one getting their way today.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
Suppose it's best to save our strength for a real threat. Go on then. Just keep your nose clean.
After exploring the village for a bit, I find this side quest to create masterwork weapons, which sounds like a really fun distraction from the main story to put in a game like this. I am constantly impressed with this game and all the little bits and bobs in it. We also bust down this crumbling wall and find a cave behind it that is infested with spiders. Such classic D&D. Before I venture too far into the cave, I realize that I am super out of spell slots. I've already taken both my short rests, so it's time for a long rest.
You don't sleep well, flitting between dreams and nightmares. Maybe you wake up because you know something is wrong, or maybe you just get lucky.
Shit.
This fucking guy.
No, it's not what it looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
I definitely already knew this, so it wasn't a surprise. This is one of the very few things that's been spoiled for me for this game. But Astarion's all
It's
over
not
the
what you
internet.
think.
Can't avoid it.
I'm not some monster. I feed on animals. Boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get. I'm just too slow right now. Too weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer. Fight better. Please.
He is so pathetic. Like a kicked, sogging wet puppy.
At best, I was sure you'd say no. More likely, you'd ram a stake through my ribs. No. I needed you to trust me. And you can trust me. Because we don't have a choice. Not if we're going to save ourselves from these worms. I need you alive. You need me strong.
He makes a
Please.
compelling argument.
Only be a taste, I swear. I'll be well, you'll be fine. And everything can go back to normal.
I agree against my better judgment.
Really? Of course. Not one drop more. Let's make ourselves comfortable, shall we?
This cutscene was so erotic. This is what you perverts want, isn't it? I know who's watching.
It's like a shard of ice into your neck. A quick, sharp pain that fades to throbbing numbness. Your breath catches, your pulse quickens.
Also, this whole time, I could only think of how he chose the smallest person in the party to get blood from. Fucking idiot.
Oh, of course. That was amazing. My mind is finally clear. I feel strong. I feel happy. Shouldn't take long. So many people need killing. Now, if you'll excuse me, you're invigorating, but I need something more filling. This is a gift, you know. I won't forget it.
You watch as he stalks off, stronger, more confident, ready to hunt.
Wipe your mouth, you degenerate. The conversation with Astarion the morning after reveals a little bit more of his backstory, including his bitterness towards his former master.
Good morning. How do you feel? Be grateful I'm not a true vampire, then. A bite from them and you might wake up as a vampire spawn, like my good self. All of a vampire's hunger, but few of their powers. Oh no, I should be cinders in this light. I hadn't seen the sun for 200 years before we crashed here. Someone, or something, wants me alive. They've changed the rules. Standing in the sun, wading through a river, wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, we can figure those out in time. That's my theory, but who knows? I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
A vampire? Well, that explains the pallor. Given our group's nature, I don't see much harm. We're each monsters in the making, after all.
Fine. As long as he keeps his fangs off our necks.
Quite the opposite. I'm here in the spirit of openness and honesty, to work together as a team.
Fine. He stays till he's no longer of use. Besides, my flesh is not so easily tasted. Unless, of course, I have offered it.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us. It's simple. Just find a vampire that will drink your blood and turn you into a vampire spawn. Their obedient puppet. In theory, the next step is to drink their blood. Once you've done that, you're free and a true vampire. People think the biggest threat to a vampire is a cleric with a stake. It's not. The biggest threat to a vampire is another vampire. They're scheming, paranoid, power-hungry beasts. So why would any vampire give up control over a spawn to create a competitor? Trust me, it doesn't happen. Why do you insist on exhuming the past? I was a slave. A vampire spawn. Kept by the Tsar family. Perhaps I still am. I was never able to resist their commands. But now, I've been conveniently lost. They won't ever control me again.
That's rough, buddy. So, back to spiders. Spiders goes poorly. Not without casualties, but I beat them on the second try. After licking our wounds, we continue on through the spider cave. And nope the fuck out of there. You have over 100 hit points, ma'am. You can enjoy your day. Before leaving, I find this nifty book on a dead body that says that there is a bunch of treasure in the cellar. So we gotta find that. While wandering around looking for the cellar, we find, of course, what we expect to find, a gnome on a windmill.
Look what we got here! Another little birdie wanting to fly! Stop this thing! Flap those wings some more, and I'll feed you a worm. And you. Hope you got a stomach for heights. What's it bloody look like? We're teaching this here pipsqueak to fly. Wants to save your ranty little friend, do ya? Not a chance. He's ours.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
So I use worm power again. Not sure if that is a good thing or a bad thing. Convenient in this circumstance, but I'm afraid that there is a secret ticker that is counting every time I use the power, and I will pay for it later. But don't tell me.
Yes. Whatever you want.
Your mind lurches, reeling suddenly as if bitten. The goblin's nostrils flare nervously. All of his bluster seems to vanish.
We're leaving.
What about the other gnome? Ain't we supposed to bring him to...
I said we're leaving! Apologies, my lady. We didn't mean to doubt a true soul. We'll be off.
Shadowheart's attention is fixed on a damaged old statue.
We should keep moving. Nothing. The trick of the light. Well, looks can be deceiving. Let's just move along. Time's a rare currency for both of us.
All right, then, keep your secrets. After much searching across the whole windmill in all levels of it, I finally found the lever to stop it and let the gnome down. His name's Barkus.
Cut me loose! Bagakabara. Those pustulant thugs. Well, get on with it. You saved me, now you'll extort me. That's how this works, yes? My own fault, really. I should have dropped my pack and outrun those bastards. Alas. Take my pack, if you can find it. The only reason those goblins caught me was its weight. I'll travel lightly from now on. Ignorance is alive and well, it seems. Deep gnomes aren't restricted to the Underdark, you know. I've lived in Baldur's Gate for years. I'm in search of a friend. I fear he's in trouble. See this? I gave it to him years ago before I left home. I found it around the neck of a thug in the lower city. It was speckled with blood. My friend, nowhere to be found. But I still have hope. I have reason to believe he's in the Underdark. Hopefully, I'll pick up his trail from there. I always help my friends. On that note, I bid thee farewell. If we should meet again, well, we will have met again.
Thanks, Barkus. Next, we finally find the cellar. Well, down in the cellar, I accidentally click on Shadowheart, but it actually leads to some interesting conversation
All's well,
about
I
what
hope,
happened earlier.
aside from the obvious. I don't know what you mean. It's nothing, really.
This is a high persuasion roll, but might be a chance to learn something interesting about Shadowheart's backstory. I know exactly what I said here. I said, Astarion, you bitch.
What makes you think I'm hiding anything? If I have something to share, I'll let you know.
And back to the cellar. Secret room full of coffins. This one had some interesting stuff. Nutbuster busted my nuts. That had me giggling like I was 5 years old. But wait for it. Poo Scraper killed me. I was dead. Nobody can survive the Nutbuster Poo Scraper combo. It's undefeatable. While I was sitting here distracted by Nutbuster and Poo Scraper sending me into coughing fits, the skeletons attacked. Of course. As more and more of them kept busting out of the coffins, I was sitting here realizing that laughing about Nutbuster and Poo Scraper might have been my last act on Faerun. We do manage to defeat them this time with no casualties. Easy peasy. Next, we find this guy who gets really mad at me.
A magic mirror. You've read all about them, but never seen one up close before. The magic is old and wavering, but you recognize it. The mirror is a thinking lock, hiding some secret. The face is crafted to be pleasing, but the personality is just a reflection of the wizard that created it.
Speak your name. I do not know this name. If you are known to my master, step forward and declare yourself an ally. Only a true ally of Ilintoth may pass. What think you of the Zolkir known as Zastan?
You recognize the name, of course. Anyone that knows of the Red Wizards would. Zastam is a powerful lich that rules the land of Thay. He drove many Red Wizards out of their ancestral home.
A poor choice. You will be purged.
Next time's the charm? What in the hell?
So I'm done being nice to this dude. We're being mean.
You are not my master. If you are his ally, step forward and declare it.
There is a pause as those glass eyes take you in. Then,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
A well-guarded laboratory. What were they hiding down here?
In the laboratory, we found some light reading.
The book is locked tight with no visible keyhole, only an oval recess in the cover's mouth. You try to examine the book, but the longer you stare, the more those piercing amethyst eyes draw you in.
A cursed book? How obvious. Whoever opens it deserves the fate that befalls them.
Curious. Why don't you take a closer look? I'll observe from back here.
I was totally ready to push the red button and read the book, but couldn't figure out how to open it, so we put it in the pack for safekeeping.
The longer you stare,
Just for funsies, I had
those
Gilly take a
piercing
look at it,
amethyst eyes
and
draw
she got an
you
extra wizardy line.
You've seen similar books in wizards' libraries. A tome on Thayan magic. A rare and expensive find. But people have gone mad reading less dangerous texts.
All in all, pretty good laboratory in the cellar. 10 out of 10, would visit again. Definitely recommend Nutbuster, then Boom Scraper as part of the attractions for your visit. Notice these lovely gentlemen hanging out in the next building over, but I will save them for our next encounter. Sorry this video was so weird, but I'll see you next time for our regularly scheduled BG3. If for some reason you liked this and would like to see/hear more, hopefully in sync with all audio and visual files attached, please feel free to like and subscribe. You know how YouTube works. Have a good one. Bye.